Game number 1 to the challenger. We'll set up for game 2 with the same 2 decks of cards. And the first question goes to you, George. We asked 100 married men, if your wife grew to be just like her mother, would you want a divorce? How many men said they would want a divorce?
Well, I don't think that too many men are very fond of their mother-in-laws, so I think it would be a pretty high number, and I'm going to say 54.
54 would want a divorce. Kris?
Now, I've heard an awful lot about mother-in-laws. I think it's going to be a lot higher than that. I'm going to go higher.
Even higher than that, huh?
Sure.
Well, the actual number of married men who would want a divorce if their wife grew to be just like her mother is 24. Not higher at all, George.
Very good.
Well, your base card, George, is a 3.
I like that. I'm going to keep the 3, and I'm going to go higher.
Higher than a 3. Yes, with a 6.
I'm going to continue. I'm going to play the 6, and I'm going to go higher.
He's risking it. Higher than a 6. No, it's a 3. And that's the chance you take back to the base card, giving Kris a chance to play a jack.
Oh, good card. Lower. I'm going to go lower.
Lower than a jack. No, it's a king. Couldn't take advantage of it, and we're still at a tie. Both players need 4 cards. Kris, our man on the street, went to a supermarket in Burbank, California, where he asked 100 women, did you buy any junk food today? How many women said yes, they did buy junk food that day?
I sure buy an awful lot of junk food. I think 70 women.
70 bought
Quite
some
high.
junk food, George.
A lot of women, I admit, would buy junk food, but 7 is pretty high. I'm going to say it's lower.
Lower. The actual number of junk food junkie women who bought junk food that day is 39. Much lower, George.
Very good.
You've got a 3, George.
I'm going to keep the 3, and I'm going to go higher.
Higher than a 3. Yes,
Very good. Lower.
Lower than an ace. It is a king.
Very good. Another good. Lower.
Lower than a king. Yes, with an 8.
I'm going to freeze there.
Freezing it. Needing 1 card to tie up the match. And question 3 to you, George. We asked 100 women, which do you consider the better compliment? When a man tells you you're beautiful or when a man tells you you're sexy? How many women said they would rather hear a man tell them they're sexy?
That's a hard question. To tell a woman that she's sexy and she's going to... Well, I would say that about 35.
35 would rather hear they're sexy than beautiful, Kris.
I think a lot more women than that would rather hear they're sexy. I might. I'd say higher.
Higher. The actual number of women who would rather hear a man tell them they're sexy is 36 by 1. It's higher, Kris. Whoa. Do you want that jack?
I've got to keep that jack. That's a good card, and I'm going to go lower.
Lower than a jack? Yes, with a 10.
I've got to play the 10, and the next card's going to be lower.
Risking that one and this one lower. It is a 6.
I'll freeze.
Freezing it. Kris needs 2 cards. George needs 1. And again, we are at sudden death in a tough match. Kris, we asked 100 people, have you ever borrowed something from a friend and never returned it? How many people admitted they had?
I've done that quite a few times. I think 40.
40.
I've never returned it.
George,
Sure.
higher or lower?
A lot of people does a lot of borrowing, and I'm going to go higher.
Higher than that?
Yes.
The actual number of people who borrowed something from a friend and never returned it is 56. It's higher, George.
Very good.
This time you've got control, George. You need 1 card. Kris needs 2. Do you want to play it or pass it, George?
I would like to have the control of my own destiny, but I'm going to let her. I'm going to pass it to her.
Kris, you didn't win the question. You must play the 6. You cannot change it. You need both cards.
The next card has got to be higher than a 6.
Higher than a 6.
Deuce will do.
Yes, with a queen.
It's a great card. Lower.
If this is lower,
Yeah.
we have a new champion for the win. She did it. Kris Kubo is the championship. Congratulations, Kris.
Thank you.
George, you're a nice gentleman. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. George Cox. Kris, come on down here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you're not mumbling.
Oh, not anymore.
Kris is going to go for the big money with the money cards coming up right after this. Don't go away. Back with our engineering student, Kris Kuba. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on up there, Kris. Kris Chris, you won $200 in the game at $100 a game. That money is yours to keep. Now with a brand new deck of cards all shuffled and cut, we're going to give you new money to play with. You're going to bet that money. Starting on the bottom line, $200 and 3 cards. Move up to the second level. We give you another $200 of betting money and 3 more cards. Your minimum bet's $50 till you get to that top card, the big bet, where you must bet at least half the money. Let's go. I hope you do well. Chris, here's $200 to start with. As in the game, you have a choice of 2 base cards on the bottom line. Remember, you can change the base card when you move up to this level. And again, very importantly, sometimes you can change your base card again when you move up to that big bet. We want to give you every opportunity. Chris, we'll start with a 2. Okay. Good card.
I'll keep that 2, and I'm going to go higher. $200 higher.
Right away, the whole thing. $200. Higher than a 2? Yes, it is with a 9. Up to $400, Chris, but now you're looking at a 9.
I'm going to bet $300 lower than a 9.
$300. Ooh, you are a gambler, Chris.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
I do
$300. Lower than a 9? It is with a 5. Wow. $700 and a 5, Chris.
I'm going to bet $400 higher than a 5.
$400 higher than a 5. Yes, with an 8. Oh, and this is one of those times I'm so happy about the change, because we're going to move that 8 up and give you $200.
I'd like to change it.
You've got $1,300, and now you can change that 8.
I'm going to change that 8.
See if we can improve it. Boy, I'm happy to see this. Make it a goodie. A 2 again. Love that change. All right.
Keep that 2. I want to go $1,300 higher.
The whole thing. $1,300 if this is higher than a 2. It is. $2,600 now, Chris, and a 9 again. You've got a middle card.
I'm going to go $400 higher against the odds.
Going against the odds. Haven't seen a face card yet? Okay, I hope you're right. $400. Let's see a face card now. Higher? No, it's a 3. But you only lost the $400. You still have $2,200, and now you're looking at a great
That's
card.
A great card. I'm going to bet $2,200 that it's higher than a 3.
Everything.
Everything.
$2,200 higher than a 3. Oh, yeah, with a 7. And as we move up to 7, not a very good card. You can change it.
Change it.
Here's the next card. Boy, you've had 2 good changes. I hope you do it again. You're going to play a 10. That's a better card. You must bet at least $2,200, Chris. You have $4,400.
$3,000 that it's lower than a 10.
Now, let's not see a face card now. $3,000. Lower than a 10. $3,000 bet. Oh, no! But you had a great cushion, Chris, so you finished with $1,400, and that's not too shabby. Come on down here, Chris. Oh, that was a toughie, but you're playing well up to then.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
$1,400's not too bad.
Not too bad.
We'll meet a new challenger right after this.